This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up, and welcome into another episode of The Wrecking Crew, right here on MVP Sports. Ricky Widmer, along with my battery mate, Tim Shaw. Tim, how we doing?
Doing great, buddy. How are you? Long time no see.
All-Star break treat you well? We took our All-Star break vacation.
I feel like I took a 12-day nap over All-Star break. I'm so rested. I'm so ready for the next part of the seasons to start. We got about, another 64 more games left in the season after tonight. So I'm stoked. I'm ready. I got goosebumps. How about you?
So I actually have a question for you before we talk about anything today, because there has been some speculation on the internet front about the All-Star game. And I just want to ask you, with me, I'll be honest, I was driving home after the All-Star game, and I was at a stoplight, peeked at my phone, saw 6-6 final, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Hold up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hold up, Ted Lasso, we kissing our sisters? Are we tying here? Because tying is like kissing your sister. I'm like, what is this? What is going on? I learned later when I got home there was a home run derby swing off. And then eventually the NL won 7-6. However, online, mostly what people would call old heads. I would not, but some people would. Have the impression of like, that this is terrible for the game, go into extras, we play baseball, we don't do a glorified home run derby. I want to ask you, Tim, your thoughts. Did you like the swing off, or would you prefer back in the day, hey, let's waste some arms, let's go play some extra inning baseball?
No. Swing off is a perfect idea to end an all-star game, extra innings situation. No, there are players that were going to the All-Star game that didn't want to even pitch. They just were honored by the selection. Yeah. Why go any further instead of adding a brand new element that we've never seen before? I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was fun. It's exactly what the All-Star weekend stands for. Fun. Remember, this is fun, guys. It's a game.
Now,
what could it possibly be ruining in terms of history?
I'm going to ask you a question.
The integrity of the All-Star game?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question because I forgot. All-Star game doesn't determine home field advantage anymore, right? They took that away?
Oh. I would have said you're wrong, but I don't know.
Does it? I'm going to do a quick Google search. Does MLB ASG still...
No, I think...
Go ahead. I'm just typing.
Okay. No, I don't see it. A lot of the part of like not wanting to change the game, it does not anymore. Okay.
Yeah,
so exactly. It is utterly meaningless except for let's get all these cool guys together and have fun.
They haven't done that since 2017. Right, again,
you know what's funny?
Anything pre-COVID, I'm like, wait, what? How did we? How do we do things?
We're in a whole different world. If it was,
what's a coronavirus?
Like an annoyance for like. Change is being like, how is it going to affect when we compare before and after that change? Yeah. When the All-Star game means nothing now, literally, other than, like I said, having a blast.
There's one change.
You notice they don't ever complain about the microphones on the guys in center field during the game.
They don't.
Oh,
by the way,
that's not how we used to do it back in the day.
By the way, speaking of that, PCA greatest quote from the All-Star game. When they asked him, like, what would you say to a kid that wants to be just like you? And he's like, don't be. No, be yourself. Don't be me. Be you.
Yeah, he basically said you're a big, bright, shining star.
Yeah, I know. I love how the entire internet was like, protect PCA at all. Guy. Yeah. Protect PCA at all costs. Kid. And I got to sit there and look and go, he's ours. That's ours.
I don't know why. I maybe thought, like, he wouldn't be that humble because he is like the son of a Hollywood actress, and like he may have grown up kind of really rich and
both on Heroes.
Okay, yeah, Hollywood parents, but he does seem like an extremely humble kid. Yeah, and it just like you're kind of waiting for that. Like, what sucks about him? There isn't really anything. Like his personality is good. He doesn't have really that much of an ego.
Do we have to do we have to doing what Rays fans are doing with Junior Caminero?
Remind me.
Please don't be Warner Franco. Please don't be Warner Franco.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm
they,
thinking we take
they
it one
say it a little
step
differently,
further.
but for YouTube, I'm going to say just don't be Warner Franco.
I'm going to take it one step further. I think we need to give him that glass Pope Mobile to just completely protect him from any type
when
of...
we win the series this year, that's the parade. He's got to be in the Pope Mobile.
He's got to be in the Pope Mobile because he's that special.
So one thing I'm going to say about the swing off that I need this changed for next year. There's one small thing I would change.
Don't have Jazz do it?
No. If the AL wants to do that, I'll take the win. If we're gonna do the swing off, starters are not allowed to leave the game, because the one thing I heard was all the starters, or most of them, after they were pulled from the game, they left the stadium. They're like, all right, bye, I'm done. Like, Shohei wasn't there apparently. So if we're gonna have a swing off, I want to be able to pick from my entire roster, because the AL, the reason why we had some of the guys they did out there is they're like, oh, fuck, so-and-so's gone. Like, you get in. Like, no, like, let the best of the best still be there. I get it. Oh, you want to go out and enjoy the city. But, come on, you're there to be at the game, not just enjoy. Like, during the game hours, be at the game. And that's my only
you're not really asking too much of them to stay for a 3-hour game.
Yeah, like while we're playing the game, be at the game.
It's not too much to ask. It's not an 8-hour work shift.
I get it. You want to go and like, okay, I'm done playing. Let me go out with the fam, go get dinner in whatever city you're in. But like...
They're in Atlanta. They're doing something else.
I know. You're right. Was James Harden at the All-Star game? But Tim... We're going to have a great show today. We're going to be talking about the Cubs, catching up on everything, and you're going to get an epic rant from Ricky at some point during the podcast. But
I doubt it. You're not known for that.
Before we get into everything, though, remember Patreon's down below if you want to support us. You can follow us on social media. Discord is down below, greatest community in the universe. And also like, sub, hit that. I already said like some of those sub. Why would I hit the notification bell? That's what I'm so out of practice.
You're like some of those cool ass patrons we got.
I'm so out of practice. We've been on All-Star game vacation too long, Tim. Here's the question though, and this
you guys are gonna hear a lot of us talking over each other.
This is gonna be the starting point. Most of the things we're gonna talk about today will revolve around this. I want to ask you one question, very simply. There's a team north of us whose stadium is not as good as us, who have better pitching than us, if I'm being completely honest. That's the only good thing I'll say about them. The Milwaukee Brewers. They are on a unprecedented streak, Tim.
Yes, they are.
They rode into the All-Star game weekend, Tim, winning every game since July 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0 heading into All-Star break. They have now won their first 4 out of the All-Star break. They are on an 11-game win streak. They play tonight against the Mariners. I will say this, it has just started, top of the first, 0-0. So no indication of where that's going to go. Tim, very simple.
Like hopping over there after this game.
Very simply, should Cub fans be worried about the Milwaukee Brewers? Should we be worried that they are going to catch us and steal the division from us in the second half?
Now, this really harkens back to a conversation we had maybe a couple months ago.
Maybe about
it was
the
exact same situation, but with the Redbirds. I think at the time they were 2 games behind us, so it's not even. It was even less dire circumstances than what we're in right now. There's a couple ways you can look at it. Have they been doing good all year? No. Are they really hot right now? Yeah. Will that last? You know, how many teams do this? How many teams go 12-0? Not many. It's possible. They've got great pitching, like you mentioned. Their hitting is kind of clutch at a lot of times. I know they do well with runners in scoring position. And you know what, man? If you're going to get hot and you're going to get on a streak and add some games to your record, right now is the best time to do it. So, yeah, if we I think it would be irresponsible to not be worried about them. But that's kind of exactly the same answer I gave when we're talking about the Cardinals and where are they now? 9 games back, so.
Yeah. So I'm going to give a little bit of team stat here, right? So the Brewers right now are the best team in their last 10 games. They're the only team that's 10-0 in their last 10. Over these last 10 games, Tim, they have 95 hits, 10 home runs, 54 RBIs. The only team in the top 5, so top 5 we have Guardians 8-2, Red Sox, Rangers, Padres 7-3 in their last 10. The only team to have more RBIs in this stretch are the Guardians, 62 compared to 54. To put it in perspective, the Cubs this is coming into today, obviously we're recording this on the 22nd of July. Cubs are 5-5. In that span, only 35 RBIs and 81 hits, 14 home runs. The Brewers are also walking more, 31 walks as well, which is very, very nice.
You mean offensively?
Yeah, offensively. They are working 31 walks.
Yeah.
Good point out there. If we're going last 20 games, the Brewers are tied for the best record in the last 20 games, them and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have been hot as fuck. But the Brewers also red hot in their last 20, 16-4 in their last 20.
Sure.
In their last 30, Tim, who do you think number 1 is? MLB last 30 games.
I don't know.
I did not know this until now. I just looked it up. The Brewers, they are 23-7 in their last 30.
That's a good stretch.
The Cubs in these strands, not far off. The Cubs have the 6th best record, tied really for 4th best record in their last 20. They're 12-8. And the Cubs are 8th, technically tied for 6th best in their last 30, 17-13. But the Brewers, last 10, last 20, last 30, they're at the top. There's very few teams that are playing as red hot as the Brewers are right now.
I think it just takes one fucking team to come along and stop it, and you can get derailed off. You remember how hot the Red Sox were coming out of the All-Star break?
Yep.
Lost a couple to us. They won the last one, but I think they lost again yesterday.
You mean hot going into the All-Star break? Because they played us coming out and then they lost 2. You mean going into?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. It just... it's just one of those things. We'll see. Do they actually have it built in them to keep this thing going, or will they putter out? Will they go back to 3rd place?
I am dumbfounded. You want to know why? I am absolutely dumbfounded here. Tim, I keep going. I can't stop focusing on this. So, I have kept going, right? Because I'm like,
werewolf out, dude.
I just want to see where it's at, right? So,
start barking at the moon.
Best record in 40 games, Tim. Brewers and Blue Jays again. Both are 28-12. The best record in the last 50 games this season. Brewers, 36-14. The best record in the last, that was 50. The last 60 games, 41-19 Brewers. This team, and then if you go further, last 70 games, them and the Blue Jays, 45-25. Now the Cubs not far off, and this is what I'm gonna say about the Brewers, right?
Do you think Frankie Peralta or Freddie Peralta is their Iron Man?
I think they are a team right now of if you took the Brewer lineup and the Cub lineup 1 through 9. I'm picking the Cubs 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'm not going 10 of 10 is because, It's hard. It's hard to win 10 games straight. If a team played 10 games against each other, the other team's gonna get one. They're gonna get one game against that team. If I was looking at just lineups, I'm taking the Cubs lineup, game in, game out.
So we were talking before, and I think we start. Before we do these podcasts, to pull back the curtain, ladies and gentlemen, we discussed what we're going to talk about. And you were upset about some Brewers fans in your life, maybe, or maybe some guys that were bitching online. But now that you look back, hold on. Now that you're looking back and they've been the best for the past 60 games, do you think now maybe they're more validated to be talking shit?
It's more validated. So coming into this, I was about to say it's the same thing as the Cardinals early in the year. Like, oh, look at us! Look at how great we're playing. I'm gonna give them more respect than I gave the Cardinals at the beginning of the series.
Yep.
But one thing I'm not gonna say is you're right. So I have been upset with everything I've seen from Brewer fans. Every Cubs stuff that I watch, there's Brewer fans in the comment section. Oh, how do you feel? Oh, we have the division now, Cubs. Ooh, how scary are you? It's like,
do you feel like you're on a crazy train?
No. Yeah, well, R.I.P. Ozzy. I am gonna say this with all due respect, Tim. With all due respect, these words are gonna come out of my mouth. If you are a Brewer fan that gets upset with this, remember, I mean this in all due respect. You ready, Tim?
And it's a Cubs podcast, so lighten up.
You ready, Tim, for what I'm about to say to Brewer fans?
Hit me, man. I'm not paranoid.
Go fuck yourself. How many games have you beat us? Oh, wait, last time I checked, we have the winning record over you in what? We played a 3-game series and then 2 games of a 3-game series. And we went 2-1 and then 1-1. So we're 3-2 against you, and I know you're going to go, ooh, 1 game. Dude, we have the better team top to bottom. Now, the one thing I will say that I couldn't say about the Cardinals is the Brewers, when it comes to their pitching, that is the one thing that I am worried about when it comes to the Brewers. Because we were talking about it before the podcast. Freddie Peralta has been solid. You have Jose Quintana has been solid. Brandon Woodruff coming back. He was injured for most of the year. He's coming back. Like Peralta, right? 12-4, a 2.85 ERA, 122 strikeouts, 1.08 whip. Solid as an ace. Solid as an ace for the Brewers. Jose Quintana, he's given up, a 3.49 ERA, but 53 strikeouts. A whip of 1.3. He's been good in the games he's pitched. You have Woodruff, who I believe has pitched I got to look it up. I know he's got 2 wins. He's pitched 8 games this year. He's 2-3 or 2-0 as a starter this year. Pardon me, 3 games. 3 games. I was looking at his 2017 stats. He's pitched 3 games this year. He's 2-0, 1.65 ERA. He's probably going to be their second starter as the second half goes on. You have Quinn Priester, who 3.33. He's probably 4 or 5 with Quintana, and he's been doing great. And then the Wonder Kid. And I call him the Wonder Kid because it seems like he's come out of nowhere for this team. His rookie year, he's pitched 5 games. He's 4-1 with a 2.81 ERA. He's pitching tonight against the Mariners is Jacob Mizorowski. Already got himself an MLB The Show card for the month of June.
Good for him.
A .9 whip. A
no more tears for him.
Whip 5 games into his MLB career. Now, here's the thing. Eventually, I want to say eventually, teams will figure out Mizorowski. He's only 5 years into his career.
Yeah.
But I will say this. The Brewers, if they are going to go far, it's going to be because of the pitching staff. I do think the Brewers are a better team than the Cardinals were. But I think their fucking fans just need to calm down. Let's settle this June 28th. You know what I'm saying? June 28th, right. When we play each other, when we go up north, when we go to Wrigley North, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in Wrigley North, man.
We're gonna have.
here's the thing too, Tim. Here's the thing too, and this has pissed me off for years on years on years. Chicago's not saying, like, when we say Chicago, we don't say, oh, the greater Milwaukee area. When we go up to Milwaukee, how many people up there say, we're from the greater land Chicago area? You just want to be us. Guess what? You'll never be us. Because we're Chicago, you're Milwaukee. We're Wrigley, you're Wrigley North. We'll figure it out on the 28th through the 30th. We got a 3-game stretch there. We then have a 5-game stretch. We play a doubleheader on the 18th of August and 19, 20, 21st. 5 games. We got 8 games left. I guarantee the Cubs are going to win most of those games. We're not going to win them all because guess what? But I will say we'll win those series. Because you know what the Cubs do, Tim? You know what they do? We win fucking series. That is what we do. That's what we do. Because correct me if I'm wrong, we have not lost a series yet this year still, right?
No, we have. We've lost 2.
Did we lose a series this year? What series? Oh, the Twins. Completely forgot about the Twin series. It was them and the Astros. You're right. I retract my statement. But yeah, I just think that when these two teams play, the Cubs have the better roster, top to bottom. Are we going to sweep the Brewers? No. We'll not. But I think we'll win most of the games against the Brewers, and we will be fine. Cubs will win the division at the end of the year. Brewers will still make the playoffs. And hopefully, I will say this, hopefully we get to see you in the playoffs. So we can settle it there as well.
I think the Brewers, while being as hot as they have been, are exhibiting I still got some I don't want to say fraud vibes, but I do not think they're as good as their record portrays. I think they're quite literally fairies in boots. Like these guys are coming into probably the hardest schedule for the rest of the season that anybody's going to face. Meanwhile, the Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering, like you mentioned it. Can I give you some facts on that real quick?
Jump in.
Brewers have the 10th hardest schedule second half of the year. 10th hardest.
I forgot where I was going.
You were going with they're playing a harder schedule. Their record, they're not as good as their record indicates, is what you were saying before I cut you off. Now I apologize for derailing you.
I lost it.
Let me elaborate then. Maybe this will get the wheels turning. So I have a Instagram post on my phone. I saved this for this reason, Tim. Out of all 30 teams, the Brewers have the 10th hardest schedule. The Cubs have the 30th hardest schedule. Now,
meaning the easiest.
Almost, yeah, the easiest. But like if we're talking one being the hardest, we have the 30th hardest schedule. We have the
we get to walk it. Yeah, this is where I was going. So we get to not only finish this series at home, we get to walk into Chicago White Sox after this. Technically on the road, but we're still swinging dick at home.
Yeah.
And then going up to, like you said, Wrigley North. That's their park's nickname.
Wrigley North?
No, nobody's getting on a plane for the next... No, and then after that, we got Baltimore coming home. So, like, literally, Mama, I'm coming home after that. And we're not getting on a plane for the next 2 weeks.
Can I say something even more probably shocking? Is so after this series at home, like you said, we go to the White Sox. Then we go to Milwaukee, easy bus ride. Then we're home against the Orioles. Then we're home against the Reds. Oh, don't have to get on a plane again. And then we're going to St. Louis. We could bus to St. Louis. We don't have to fly to St. Louis.
They'll probably fly.
Do we fly to St. Louis? Because after that, it's Toronto.
Yes, they fly to St. Louis. I think it's a 5-6 hour trip.
Okay. Because I was going to say then what?
Well, I don't know. Me and you did that trip. How long did it take?
It was a
4-hour
drive.
Thing.
Yeah.
4 hours? Yeah.
And I mean, and we do have, and I will say this, we play the Reds on the 6th, off day on the 7th, game against the Cardinals on the 8th. So they could drive that full Drive that full seven.
Yeah, they won't. But
drive that full seven.
It's more about like they're gonna be sleeping at home for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, the first time we have to officially get on a plane is when we go to Toronto on the 13th.
Right. Yeah. I think we got Shota pitching tomorrow. No, he pitched on Friday.
Let me see.
Or Saturday.
According to the website, we have Colin Rea tomorrow against the Royals. In Game 3 against the Royals, we have Colin Rea, and then Game 1 at Comiskey, Shota Imanaga.
All right.
Shota. So it's supposed to be Rea Lugo tomorrow.
I don't want to be disrespectful towards them or like overlook your opponent, but we should win those 3 games, right?
The White Sox?
Yeah.
I will say this.
I don't think that's being overconfident or being like, just like a homer, but we're going to win those games.
So, can I say something to give the White Sox some tea really quick?
Sure.
I'm going to look this up. I saw this literally before we were going to record, Tim, of FanDuel. Did their sportsbook post it, or did...
did they give them some odds?
No, not odds. I didn't actually know this at all until... So, history for the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox are the first team ever to win each of their first 4 games out of the All-Star break by 5 or more runs.
That's happened over the past few days?
They are the first team. I'm going to look up their schedule just to
They've won 4 games in a row, and there have been over 5 runs each.
So they beat the Pirates 10-1. They beat the Pirates 10-4.
Let's go.
They beat the Pirates 7-2.
Hello.
And then they beat
the Pirates?
And then they beat the Rays 8-3 before losing tonight 4-3.
Ah.
So they're the first team in MLB history to win their first 4 games out of the All-Star break by 5 or more runs.
There's no way to say this without seeming like the older brother patting the younger one on the head, but like,
there you go, champ.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Good for you.
Like I don't hate the White Sox. I really don't.
Only when they're being dumb and like, being like,
when they're frustrated.
The Pulp's the White Sox fan. The Pulp.
Right,
he's a White Sox fan.
Right, exactly.
Like,
but
that
just
means
the logo and the uniforms, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I might hate their management and the they do and how they refuse to put a working baseball team on the field and bring in people.
Well, that's just
That's frustrating. Exactly. Yeah, that's frustrating.
But they don't have to
I don't
deal
hate
with
the
that
players.
anymore.
I don't hate the fans. There's no reason to. I'm happy to hear that. I think baseball in Chicago is awesome when both the Cubs and Sox are good.
Yeah. Well, it just means the city's alive.
They just need to start going through some changes.
Now, I will ask you this. Okay. Is that going to be a hit? That's going to be a hit. Cubs are going to drive in more runs here against the Royals.
I turned the game off because I thought there was a reflection in my glasses and I didn't like it, but I think that was the monitor.
You're like I didn't like it. Now I'm going to ask you this. So when I say like, the Cubs have when the Cubs have the better roster compared to the Brewers, like I'm talking like 1 through 9 on the field, not pitching. Pitching, I know they got the upper hand because we've been in shambles. Like we're basically like putting Band-Aids over our fucking pitching staff this year to make sure that we have a working rotation out there. I'm gonna ask you, when I say like, we got the better 1 through 9, even if that's true, is that me being too cocky?
I think that's completely accurate. I think most would agree with you.
Now,
and it breaks down to the fact that we really haven't had a weak spot hitting wise in the lineup, except for Matt Shaw. Yeah, fuck, I have it on.
Carson Kelly almost hit a grand slam, but it's gonna be a sac fly.
But see what I'm saying? Carson Kelly's bouncing back. Nico's leading off tonight. Started out with a hit.
Nico just scored, I think.
Dansby has been doing great. It's just I'll tell you my paranoia, Rick.
Yeah.
What happens when one of these guys other than Matt Shaw goes into a slump? What if and find some wood, Rick. Find some wood, trust me.
Fuck.
Knock on your dick if you can't find anything else. What if Michael Bush starts to slump? What if
we're gonna speak that into existence?
What if Happy stops hitting? We could be in trouble. That's where I almost am fine with the trade rumors about trading for another third baseman, as long as we're not getting rid of Shaw. If we can get another guy that can upgrade above him and then have Shaw on the bench, oh, I love that. I love that look so much.
So one of the
because just to finish,
go ahead.
Our lineup can't keep bailing the pitching staff out.
Yeah,
no,
you're right.
And it's not really like bailing them out. We're not getting in bad situations where the relievers are now getting wins over, like, because we had to fight our way back. But we're constantly giving them a good cushion, which is an awesome way to be playing. Yeah. That's why these guys are so fucking swagger and cocky. You got Flexton, who's only given up 2 runs the whole year, and Drew Pomerantz is swinging his fucking 35-year-old dick around.
And I hate to say this, but you know what was the best news today? The best news I saw today is that Ben Brown was optioned to AAA. And I hate to say that because I do like Ben Brown. But, like, so you said something. I'm gonna out you here.
It's third on my list. Ben Brown still sucks.
So I'm going to out you here because this is what you said to me before we were recording. But I feel like it needs to be brought up and maybe someone has the same opinion or it needs to be said. So I said, we've at least figured out this year that Ben Brown is not a starter. I believe your exact quote was, we figured out that Ben Brown will be working at McDonald's in the near future. Do you really, I know this year is just a sample size, do you really think that we've seen it and it's like, okay, he shouldn't even be on this staff at all? And
not
can't even work his way. Well, yeah, but like even in the future, like, no, Ben Brown's not the guy, get rid of him. Do you think he should be in trade packages?
I don't know why they're not trying him as a middle reliever. I don't know why he hasn't just gone to the bullpen at some point. I mean, like, it's just I think in the Cubs' mind, he's starting pitcher or he's not on the team.
Because
they're not going to make him a closer.
Because that's what they want to mold him into.
And if they do, I'm all for it. I want to see what happens. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't get that vibe from them.
By the way,
it's disappointing. It's like we've always talked about Javier Assad. You know, like he would be awesome. Assad, dude. We haven't been able to do that in a long time.
By the way, I'm gonna cut you off real quick because I'm just gonna say this. 2 of Ben Brown's best games this year. Guess who? I'm gonna read off some stat lines and I'm gonna have you guess the opponent. You ready? Game 1, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, gave up 0 runs in those 6 innings. Struck out 4, only walked 0 people. Second game, 5 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, gave up 2 more. Those 2 hits turned into 2 more runs. Gave up a home run, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Would you like to guess the opponents of those games?
Can you give me a date on those?
5-2 and 6-17. Your spoiler is that it's one team.
Of course. I think they drink a lot of beer and eat a lot of brats and maybe a bunch of cheese and cabbage, and that's where we get our fireworks from, right?
The Brewers get fucked.
Yeah.
Let's just bring Ben Brown up for that series.
But it's not going to matter, Rick, because he's already down.
Bring him up for that series. Send him. get his confidence in AAA. Bring him up for that series.
Well, I will say this. Craig Counsell is not shying away from the bullpen start in the rotation. That really has not worked the past 2 times he's been doing it.
Yeah.
But he's sticking with it, so you know what? Maybe we will. I doubt it. I doubt he'll come back up the rest of this year. Maybe September.
Yeah.
But, no, I think there's some other good. I mean, I was watching Marquee Network pretty much all weekend. Even like the, the 4th string announcer guy talking in Iowa to the Iowa Cubs guy. You know, I was watching that stuff too. Yeah. We got a lot of guys down there producing, man. A lot of guys.
Well, and that's what makes, I just want to say this, that's what makes, like, I'm just going to say this. I hope the Cubs make a fucking move. I'm honestly tired. Like, today I opened up my Instagram and I saw, the Rays and the Cubs have been in talks about Taj Bradley. And I'm just like, let me wake up to a story of, like, the Cubs have traded this for this. Here's the pitcher. Here's the guy. Here's the pitcher and the guy. Here's what we gave up. Because, like, I'm tired of having the conversation.
You're tired of rumors. You're tired of rumors.
What? No, not even the rumors. Just what should the Cubs give up? Like, we have this. Like, I don't want to be that team at the end. I don't want to be Danny Ainge of the MLB. I don't want to hang on to the war chest. I don't want to hang on to the war chest and have the moment pass us by.
I agree. I think I texted you this before the Home Run Derby, maybe that weekend before. The next 12, 13 games after the All-Star break are going to make or break our season.
Yeah.
And now we're at maybe, another 9 left in the year? I'm sorry, in the month before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And if we don't make a move, we're not making the playoffs.
We need to make a move.
I don't think we're making the playoffs if we don't make a move.
Now, I've asked you this before. With me, I would rather, obviously, perfect world, you want a bat and a pitcher. But if you had to pick one, I'm going to give my answer first. I want a pitcher. I feel like the need for pitching is so, especially a solid starter, is phenomenal. Like, that is what we need. Cubs score again. Let's go. 6-0.
Let's go, baby.
For you.
Was that Swanee?
Swanson
knocked him in, right? Now he's 3 for 4 today.
No, there was stolen second. Steal second as soon as they throw it, steal home.
Ooh,
they
Tuck
threw it,
man.
so they couldn't.
By the way, how much is that nickname King Tuck?
By the way,
suck?
Jonathan India here, I know that I'm talking about this and people aren't watching the game.
We're all over the place.
I want to say this right now, Tim. Jonathan India on this play is a fucking idiot. You want to know why? They threw it to second.
Should have tagged him out. There's 2 outs.
You tag him out. The inning's over. Run doesn't matter.
He was stuck in the middle. He was stuck in the middle of the
dude. Why not? I was like, oh no, the inning's over, and he threw it home. Why you? And then Swanson strikes out.
Who was that on first there?
Let me see.
Was that PCA? No.
It might have been. It might have been
Suzuki,
PCA.
I think it was Suzuki.
It's either one of the two.
They just show PCA in the. So okay, there's a good example of good base running. That's something we've been lacking the past couple weekends.
Suzuki stole second. Tucker stole home.
I think I'm getting a little nervous and paranoid about these guys because they've been slipping, like you were saying. They've been playing a little sloppy. I don't know if you said
we're not as red hot as we started the like.
It's I don't know if it's dog days of summer. I don't know if it's just kind of a combination of everybody just kind of maybe resting on their laurels. But I hope this or this fall in the standings gives them a good kick in the ass because this is the first time all year we haven't led the division. Did you know that?
Yep, we've led the division the whole year.
The whole year.
The whole year we've been number one. And it goes off to, like I said, that... Because I remember talking to I have a coworker who's a Cubs fan. And I asked him, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this can't last the whole year. When is the wheel... Like, when are we going to come back down to earth? And his answer was basically like, dude, don't even think about it. Just ride it until it happens. Like, because eventually we all knew that the Cubs were going to come down to earth a little bit. And that's why, like, I look at the Brewers and, like, I know I read off these stats of them in the last 50, 60, 70. Eventually, got this from my boy, my coworker. I'm going to shout him out here, Nick Johnston. If you're listening, shout out to you. Nick likes to say a saying that I absolutely love, and I use it with my betting all the time. Water always finds its balance. Eventually, everything's going to find its balance, Tim. So, like, the Cubs might be, even if we're playing lesser than what we are, eventually this team's going to click and play exactly where we're supposed to be. And that's why I have confidence in this team. Now, I will say, the pitching, especially the starting pitcher, like Boyd tonight, 7 innings, 4 hits, 6 Ks, 1 walk, phenomenal.
No runs.
Phenomenal. No runs also. Phenomenal. They just pulled them for Thielbar's coming in here in the 7th. But, like, I still think, and that goes back to the question I was going to shoot to you. I would want a pitcher more than a hitter via trade. Are you the same, or do you want that bat more? If you can only pick one. Obviously, we want both, but if you can only pick one.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. I don't think any Cubs fan would think that we need more hitting over starting pitching right now. I'll take you one further.
Yeah.
If we are getting 2, I kind of want 2 pitchers.
Okay.
Whether it be 2 starters or a starter and a reliever.
Is there a team that has that kind of?
But I'm just saying,
That's
if I
the
have
thing
my
I think
druthers,
about.
if I had my druthers, that's what it would be.
You know what? You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me so hard. If we do that, there's only one team right off the bat that I think about that would probably make a deal like that. It's the Marlins. It would be like an Alcantara for like Alcantara Cabrera or Alcantara Perez. But like we would be getting Alcantara, and I know how much you hate Sandy.
I do not like him, yeah.
Not him personally, but you know.
It would have been it probably would have been easiest with Boston because we were also kind of tied with Chapman, but then they just started winning. So they're probably not even. They went from a sub 500 team to now they're in the wild card.
And
so they might not be doing anything.
And the rumor that I saw was that apparently the Red Sox are not looking to trade him, but the Cubs are keeping tabs on Lucas Giolito.
I did hear that one too.
If he's going to come. And I wonder if the Red Sox would do a deal. Like, I don't know if I would necessarily want the second one, because, like, they're not going to trade Crochet, right? They're not going to trade Crochet. But, like, would you want a Lucas Giolito and Walker Buehler, even though Buehler has not been what he was? Like, he's got an ERA almost at 6.
Obviously, it would depend on what we're giving up, but I wouldn't hate that.
Okay.
It's some guys that have like experience, more arms to add to like a kind of already overperforming staff. So yeah, obviously it would depend. I don't want to give up too much for those guys, but
yeah,
it's something to think about. Does Giolito being a lefty concern you?
What you're saying, like we'll have too many lefties then?
I think me and you might have been texting about this, and I had said, if you think about us having like a lefty dominant starting rotation going into the playoffs, both. Here, let me pull it up. The Dodgers and
I was just gonna throw up the Ben Brown thing. Then plays into this. Because Ben Brown gets sent down, was starting for us, with the opener, but he was a righty. So it's not like we sent down a lefty. We sent down what we're deficient in.
And unfortunately, he's been our best strikeout pitcher too.
Yeah.
I was thinking about playoffs though, and barring everybody being healthy, the two probably toughest teams that we can run into are going to be the Phillies and the Dodgers.
Yep.
And both teams are really heavy. Their best hitters are lefties. So that could really play into a good advantage. I don't know who's going to be in the World Series if we ever get there. Maybe we'll get crushed by Cal Raleigh and the Mariners or something. But the lefty dominant starting rotation does not scare me. So I would like I would be very happy to get somebody like Giolito, or I know it won't happen, but Mackenzie Gore would probably be the top of my list.
You know what's another deal that I wouldn't mind if we're looking for 2 starting pitchers? The Pirates, man. Mitch Keller. It's either Mitch Keller and Bailey Felter or Mitch Keller and Andrew Haney. I'd be fine with either combination of those
I think we're on the same page. They just need to do something. Don't just do nothing, because this team won't make it there.
Now, I will say, I'm going to say this jokingly, but there's a little seriousness to it. You know what deal I'm kind of afraid of? If we do Merrill Kelly and Eugenio
Arizona,
Suarez.
yeah.
And the reason why is Eugenio Suarez is the Cub killer.
Yeah, so let's get him off. Let's get him back on the Cubs team.
Yeah, well, how's he going to do? He's not going to be able to play the Cubs. So, like, is he really going to be that good? Because, like, we're not playing ourselves.
He doesn't only play good against the Cubs.
He's the Cub killer for a reason.
Yeah.
But could you imagine him if Wrigley was his home stadium?
If back in the day we could have gotten Carlos Lee off the Astros and put him on our team, I would have done it.
No, I'm not going to be mad if we get Eugenio Suarez and Merrill Kelly, though. That would be ridiculous.
I think that right now is probably the best we can hope for, honestly. I don't think we'll get a better overall group of talent to bring in on one trade than that one.
The other thing I'm going to say is I'm going to kick this. I dropped a pen. I'm going to kick this over to you. Is the reason why this is a small reason. There are many reasons why I think we need to make a deal, but one of the reasons I feel like we need to make a deal is the injuries and the timeline for everything. You were talking to me before the podcast about our timetables. You are more of an expert on this than I. Run me through what we're looking at like with our recent injuries, because you said there was some injury news to kind of update us with.
I was watching the Marquee Network over the weekend. They had a graphic that showed up that talked about Miguel Amaya, their catcher, who's out with a left oblique strain. They talked about Porter Hodge, who had a shoulder injury. They talked about Eli Morgan might be coming back. And then they brought up Javier Assad, which was kind of interesting to hear his name again. A lot of these guys are set to come back mid-August, kind of all at the same time. By the way, that's when we should be able to get Tyone back too, so that'll be a breath of fresh air to see him. If I know Port Hodge hasn't had a great year this year, he's probably had like one great game, you know. But that's a lot of guys coming back to complement the bullpen. I'm wonder if we just if we can just hold on. Wow.
The drop.
If we can just hold on until then.
So
maybe they come in as like as fresh new arms and be kind of a saving grace.
I have one question for you. So, because Justin Steele underwent the surgery, because originally there was like, oh, he could be back if, like, the whole Schwarber situation. Could be back for the World Series if we play there. Because he went through the surgery, he's now done for the year, right? Like, there's no chance he comes back at the World Series? Because, like...
I actually did see some developing news on that. And it's contingent on one thing, and I don't know the answer to this question. Okay. Is he still on the Major League roster, or do they put him in AAA?
Or the 40-man, that is.
Is he... No. It'll depend on this. He's on the 40-man. They didn't take him off. If he's not on the Major League roster, if they put him in AAA, they can't activate him until he's healthy. Which means they can't put him back on the Cubs. He might be on the Cubs roster. I could be totally wrong. But the rule... Hold on. The rule I saw was to be eligible for any playoff game, you have to be on the Major League roster by September 1st.
Yes.
So if he's not on there, he won't be able to do the Schwarber thing.
Yeah.
If he is, the timing works out beautifully. He's supposed to be
know if
like
that was still the plan or not.
That's been my plan.
I just like so with me the one thing, and fans kind of saw my eyes get big, or like I rolled my eyes, was whenever we talk about injuries, like whenever Javier Assad's name's brought up, and this is nothing wrong with Javier Assad, dude, I love you. But whenever I hear, like, oh, injury news, Javier Assad, I check out. And the reason why is I am going to, but when he is back, I will believe it when I see it. I will believe it when I see it, because there is a part of me, Tim, that feels like we will never see Javier Assad this season. And that makes me feel sad.
Who do we see? Who will be pitching for the Cubs next? Javier Assad or Ben Brown?
Oh, that's actually a really good fucking question. That is a good question. Oh. Fuck, this one's hard. So it's either one of two things. Either I go Javier, if you go Javier Assad, you're believing that he will come back at some point this season. If you go Ben Brown, you're believing that Javier Assad will keep having setback, and the Cubs will eventually need to call back up Ben Brown. At this point, I'm going to go Ben Brown. If I had to pick between the two.
Interesting.
And that is not a I hope situation for y'all out there. That's not an I hope. It's just a, I hate to pull the cow and cowherd here, but it's like, when the girlfriend, like, you see the tea leaves and like this, and you're like, okay, this is coming. That's how I feel right now. Every time it is just,
So, are you saying that Javier Assad has more red flags than Ben Brown?
I am saying that the timeline I have seen with Javier Assad
Gives you zero confidence.
makes me believe that another setback is around the corner. Because that's all this season has been, is setbacks. And that is also
right.
from, my family has bred me like this, of like, when bad thing happens, I just assume the worst. The worst is coming. And that is what I believe with Javier Assad. I'm just getting myself ready for another setback so I am not hurt. Because the last time I was very, very excited to have Javier Assad back.
Oh, little Rick is protecting his heart.
I'm protecting myself from pain. From pain and suffering.
Oh,
that
you're
is what
adorable.
I'm protecting myself with. But that is our biggest weakness, I think. And it's not even a stretch. It's just pitching. If we get that figured out...
And we've been talking about it all year. It's been the same point of topic from not just us. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
And if they don't do something about it, you got nobody to blame but yourself, Craig, or anybody in the front office. I guess that would be you too, Rick. But
that'd be me too. So I got a question for you. So the trade deadline officially is the 31st at 5 p.m. So right now, when we pull up my calendar, we're recording this on the 22nd of July.
Mm-hmm.
It is a week from Thursday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The next time we are going to probably record will be early next week. I will say this. Through the weekend, Tim, you've got until Monday. Do the Cubs make a deal before July 28th? Or will that deal happen between the 28th and the 31st?
Well, okay, so I hope they make more than one deal.
The first deal, when will it happen? Before the 28th or after the 28th?
I'm going to say before. I'm going to give them some confidence here and say that they're going to get something done.
Can
I add maybe...
Can I add a part 2?
Okay, yeah, you asked me the question, but you go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to add a part 2 to it.
Okay.
Does the deal happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, Sunday?
I don't know.
Do we get it during the week or the weekend?
All right, write it down. We're trading for Corbin Carroll on Friday.
Okay. On Friday.
Yeah, write it down. On
Dude,
Friday.
Dude, I don't even care if it's the wrong trade. If they announce a trade on Friday, I'm going to go ape shit.
Friday night, Saturday morning, I'll say. We'll get a new player, a new Cubby.
Tim, I know you don't. But if you called this and this happens, people are going to think that you have like an inside source.
Well,
Tim's like,
how do you know I don't?
Tim's like, maybe I do, and I didn't
how
tell
do
you,
know
Ricky. You're not the only hotshot here, Ricky.
Maddie's been talking to me at the family vacation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cousin Maddie.
Cousin Maddie.
Oh, I forgot you guys were related. Mr. Shaw's still mad at me that I talked bad about his nephew.
I think he stopped listening to the podcast, honestly.
Oh, okay. Lost
I don't
Mr.
think my
Shaw.
dad supports me anymore.
He's like, you hang out with that guy who talks bad about your cousin and my nephew? No,
I think he's more like, you sit around and just talk Cubs.
You just
on
talk
YouTube
Cubs? Yeah, Dad, it's awesome.
So what?
It's awesome.
So, what do you do?
Tim, I will ask this. Any final things you think? We've been going for about 55 minutes now. Any final things you want to hit with the Cubs this week?
Yeah, I want to ask you, you want to give me a prediction for the next 10?
Next 10? Yeah, I could do that. Let me pull up our schedule. It's going to be very easy to do this because, we're such a great team.
course.
So tomorrow, Rhea versus Lugo, Game 3 against the Royals. I'm gonna say we get the dub.
Good.
Rhea pitched well his last game. He's on my fantasy team. I'm gonna back Rhea, so we get the dub. Against the White Sox, Imanaga's the only starter listed. Boyd's probably not gonna pitch until Milwaukee. We're gonna save him. Because right now it looks like the Cubs have already locked in Boyd, Rhea, Imanaga for those 3 games against Milwaukee.
I bet you Horton gets one of those games, and then maybe a bullpen. I don't know.
I'm gonna say we go. Did we sweep the White Sox last time? Forget it was so long ago. Yeah, I'll say we sweep the White Sox. I know they're on the road. I almost wanted to go say 2-1 because maybe we win the first 2 and then we let them have the last one.
Yeah, let them have it.
But I'll say we sweep the White Sox. So we're 4-0.
I'll say this. I don't think we can afford to not sweep the White Sox.
Yeah. Then we're going to go 2-1 against Milwaukee. I think we get the Boyd win. We get the Imanaga win. We'll lose the middle game against Ray. So we'll be, 6-1 in that point? And then against Baltimore, so 6-1, so only the first 2 games of the series. They're going to be pitching Sugano in the first game. So yet
that's
again,
7 games. That's 7 games for the next three.
Is it? 6-1
is.
Yeah, it's the next 3. So we know Sugano is going to pitch game 1 for them. We know Young is pitching game 2. Young pitched tonight against the Guardians. He was garbage. I'm going to say the Cubs go 2-1 against Baltimore. So
8-2 in the next 10.
Yeah,
I think that'd be brilliant. I think
8-2,
exactly
9-1. Those are the only one that I'm kind of iffy on is that Sugano game because so after pitching Boyd, Ray, Imanaga, game 1 and game 2 against the Orioles will be the same thing as the White Sox 2 and 3, where it's might have a bullpen game, might give Cade Horton one of those games, but game 3 it'll probably be Boyd on the mound for game 3, which will win that one. So it's 8-2, 9-1 in that range.
Yeah, I think it'll be extremely important for us to get another. We've only had 2 really good hot streaks this year.
Yeah,
I think it happened mid-June. We went 16-5 or something like that, and then early May we had something ridiculous 19-4 in a run. I think we need one more good hot streak like that, and then you could probably just win the division by playing 500.
Yeah. Well, no, the division to me is going to come down to how do we play against the Brewers. We have 8 games against them.
We got them coming up, so we'll find that answer out really soon. Yeah,
we're going to have 8 total games against them in the second half. We got to win the majority of those games. Cubs get the win.
Is that including a makeup game?
Yeah. So we have basically a 3-game series, and then we had a 4-game series, but that first day is going to be a doubleheader. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Gotcha.
So we'll have 5. It'll be a 5-game series. That's second.
And we said, they're going to have a tough schedule going ahead. Let's. I mean, yeah, I'm not super worried about them. I think, as well as their pitching is doing, I think our hitting is better.
Yep.
And we just showed it tonight. We just shut out the Royals 6-0.
Yep. Hey, Boyd pitched a masterpiece. Cubs get the win. Tim, I'll see you next week.
All right, brother.
So that's going to do it for us. You guys let us know what you guys obviously think about anything we talked about today. Patreon down below. Comment section down below. Like button, subscribe button, Discord down below in the description and below the video. Hit that bell to be notified whenever the Wrecking Crew gets posted. Did you also want to give a quick record, or was that just mine that we were giving?
I wanted to give a quick R.I.P. Ozzy shout out.
R.I.P. to Ozzy.
The fucking
that was shocking
legend,
when JD texted me about it too. I was like, whoa, okay.
God bless him. And if we want to try to make a tie-in with the Cubs, I saw an Instagram reel that said the greatest 7th inning stretch song of all time by Ozzy. And I don't know if you were around back then, but I remember everyone saying it was the worst.
It was not great
at
all.
But you know that just shows the appreciation that everybody around the world had for that man, and he will definitely be missed. He was one of my favorites.
It wasn't the worst. That Call Her Daddy podcast host was the worst.
Yes. Well, we don't talk about that.
The Cubs should be ashamed they invited her for the 7th inning stretch. But that's going to do it for us. We'll catch you next time here on The Wrecking Crew. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.